Thanks, Kay. Thanks. I'm Randy. I'm an alcoholic. Welcome to Saturday. We're reading 60 to 63 together, which is pretty much my favorite part of the whole book and program, except for all the steps also. But in 60 to 63, I get to see who I really am as an alcoholic with alcoholism, and how life convinces me that any life run on self-will can hardly be a success. If I'm at least open and aware to what's going on in my life, I could have that experience of being convinced that my life run on self-will can hardly be a success. And life will do the convincing. It's not a head trip. It's not an idea that I'm going to agree with. Oh, I agree with that. No. If I'm conscious in the day that I'm in and I'm watching how my life is going, life will convince me by beating the Jesus out of me. Because I have stories and opinions and old ideas that drive me. And my mind tells me with such authority how getting something is going to make me happy, or getting rid of something is going to make me happy in the future. And I have a character that's constantly living in the future, going to be happy someday when I get there, wherever there is. And it's so ingrained in me. And it says it. It says it in the paragraph we read last week. I have the delusion that I'm going to wrest satisfaction and happiness out of this world if I only manage well. And managing well means learning something today that I'm going to do later, getting something today that I'm going to enjoy later, and figuring out what it is that's missing from my life and getting that and being happy. And that's how I'm going to manage well. I'm going to get the thing that I'm missing, that my mind is always telling me something's missing, and that one day I'm going to be happy. And that's a delusion. It's a lie. And I try everything I can to make that delusion be real. And so I am the actor who's trying to arrange everything in my life so that I can get to this place of where I could be happy. But because I have an unsatisfiable mind, even when I get everything set up exactly the way I want it to, I'm not happy. And it's unbelievably, incredibly challenging to get everything set up exactly the way I want it. So that takes tons and tons of energy. And then when I get there, to be unsatisfied, it's demoralizing. And then I'm convinced. Even when my motives are good, I'm in collision with something or somebody. Because everybody else is also managing. Everybody's got their hand on the same light, pulling it in the different direction where they want their light to be. Jeez. So the show doesn't come off very well. And I think life doesn't treat me right. And I become angry, indignant, and self-pitying. That's who I am as an alcoholic with alcohol. There's nowhere to hide in this. This is who I am. It's right in front of me in black and white. I read it every day. Oh, that's who I am. I'm angry. I'm indignant. I'm self-pitying. I get mad. Then I say, I'm not playing with you guys anymore. And then I feel sorry for myself because I have no one to play with. It's like perfect 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's the way I live my life in alcoholism. And the last idea in what we've read is that idea that what is my basic trouble? It should say, I drink too much and I do stupid stuff. I eat too much and I throw up. I gamble too much and I waste all my money. Those are that's what should be my basic trouble. But it says my basic trouble is that I'm a self-seeker even when trying to be kind. That's what's wrong with me. I'm always trying to please self. I'm always trying to get mine so I could be okay, and then you could be okay. And then we should all be okay. If I'm happy, you should be happy. If I'm not happy, I can assure you, you're not going to be happy either. So, uh, there is a way of life, right? And this meeting is not about this meeting is not about feeding the delusion that one day we're going to learn enough in here that I'm going to be able to manage my life. We read and we go deep into the reading, but that's just so that we have a focus. Because if we just came here and tried to connect as much as you could with your higher power to have the experience of being connected right now, uh, it would be kind of weird. I mean, we'd all just be sitting here meditating for the whole hour and a half. So we have a focus. The focus is to go deep into the material, but that's like a side trip. The real trip is to be present right here, right now. Is to start having a relationship with a higher power right here, right now. To keep that meditation going. In the 10th step, it says, "How can I best serve thee? Thy will, not mine, be done. These are thoughts which must go with me constantly." Well, right now it's constantly. This is constant. When else could I constantly do something? So I could practice in my mind as I'm listening, as I'm sitting here in this room. How can I best serve thee? Thy will, not mine, be done. Rather than my thoughts, because what I would do is I hear the speaker speak and then I think about what they're saying and I leave the room and I don't hear anything else that's said because now I have a good idea. And I start working that thought and I go out into the world and fantasize of what my life would be like if I could practice what the speaker's speaking about, whoever that is. And I get caught up in my old ideas about what's being said. I have ideas about everything. But if I could just have the thought going, how can I best serve thee? Thy will, not mine, be done, as a way of life constantly. I promise you, just try it right now. How can I best serve thee? Thy will, not mine, be done. In your head while I'm talking, I bet you hear me better than you ever have before. So that really is the what it says at the end of step 2. Every AA meeting is an assurance that God will restore me to sanity if I rightly relate myself to Him. So when am I going to do that? After the meeting? Every AA meeting is an assurance that that could happen if I do it. Maybe I should be doing it now, right now, so that I could have the way of life right now. Because if I could have it right now, there's a possibility I could have it right now, and right now, and right now. But if I'm going to start later, then I don't have anything. And I promise you something else. If you think you're going to do something later, you're not. Because you can't do anything later. I'm going to quit drinking tomorrow. I'm going to quit smoking tomorrow. I'm going to quit eating tomorrow. I'm going to quit gambling tomorrow. I'm always going to do everything tomorrow. But when I get to tomorrow, it's today again, and I'm going to do it tomorrow. And that's a way of life for a character that's built. That's always going to do something later. But right now, I'm going to please self, which means fantasizing or leaving the meeting and doing whatever I want. My body can be here, that's fine, but my mind certainly isn't. I'm going to go wherever I want, and I'm going to do whatever I want, and nobody can stop me. So, anyway, let's read.